Good afternoon. My name is Kara Laster, and I'm the president and CEO of the Milledgeville Baldwin County Chamber of Commerce. And I just want to say welcome to everybody today as we celebrate the academic success of our community's best and brightest by honoring them with the Milledgeville Baldwin County Star Student Teacher Achievement Recognition. I would like to extend our thanks to the Milledgeville Exchange Club and the Rotary Club in Milledgeville for their support and contributions to this worthy cause. Additionally, I would like to thank the Chamber Keystone investors for their continued support of our programs, especially ones like this that recognize our local students and their remarkable accomplishments in the classroom. The Milledgeville Baldwin County Chamber is privileged to continue the tradition of developing and recognizing our future business and community leaders and honoring the professional educators who have nurtured these scholars. That is why we are proud to serve as the presenting organization for the local Star Student Teacher Awards. Excellence in education is a cornerstone of economic fertility in any community. There is no greater time than the present and no tougher competition than the days in the global race for talent. In every industry and trade, both domestic and globally, employers are asking the same question. How can we attract, train, and retain the most impeccable skilled workforce? The jobs of tomorrow require not only intellect and strong work ethic, but also initiative, tenacity, and adaptability. These traits are clear characteristics of the 4 outstanding students we are recognized here today. Baldwin High School students, Deanna Kazaku and Johnny Pulliam, which they actually had the exact same score. GMC Prep, Ethan Steinfeld, and John Milledge Academy, Kayla Clark. I would now like to ask Kyle Hitchcock, past chair of the board of directors, to come forward and share a little bit about the STAR program and also introduce our speaker for today.
The Student Teacher Achievement Recognition STAR program honors Georgia's outstanding high school seniors and the teachers who have been most instrumental in their academic development. The Professional Association of Georgia Educators, the Page Foundation, was selected in 1994 by the Georgia Chamber of Commerce to coordinate the state STAR program in association with the Chamber and the Georgia Department of Education. Every accredited high school in Georgia is eligible to participate in the STAR program. To obtain the STAR nomination, a high school senior must have the highest score on a single test date on the SAT and be in their top 10% or the top 10 students of their class based on grade point. And each high school student, STAR student, is asked to name their STAR teacher. The high school STAR students compete for system titles, and system STAR students in turn compete for region honors in the 12 STAR regions. Region winners and their STAR teachers are invited to Atlanta to compete for the state STAR scholarships and awards. Locally, STAR students and STAR teachers are honored by their schools and receive special recognition in their communities for more than 170 civic organizations and businesses that serve as local sponsors of the STAR program. The main purpose of the STAR program is to unite educators with the business and civic community to honor academic excellence. The Milledgeville Baldwin County Chamber of Commerce is proud to serve as a sponsoring organization recognizing the STAR students from Baldwin High, GMC Prep, and John Milledge Academy, one of which will be named the overall system winner for Baldwin County and then has the opportunity to advance to the region and state level. And now I would like to introduce our guest speaker for this afternoon, Dr. Jeff Wells. Dr. Jeff Wells has been an educator for the past 24 years. Starting out as a high school teacher in 1998, during his 9 years of experience in secondary and middle school education, he served as a private school headmaster and was elected to serve 2 years on a public school board in Montgomery County in South Central Georgia. In 2006, he was hired as an assistant professor of history at the Atlanta campus of Georgia Military College. During the past 15 and a half years with GMC, he has served in the Department of Chair, Division Chair, Dean, and Director's positions. He currently holds the rank of Associate Vice President of Online Education. He holds a BA in History from University of Georgia, a Master's of Arts in History from GCSU, and both a specialist in education and Doctor of Education degrees from the American College of Education. He is the author of 4 books on Georgia history. He has authored several textbook chapters on Georgia history, as well as published in various history and educational periodicals. He is a past president of the Milledgeville Exchange Club and is a member of the Kappa Delta Pi International Honor Society for Educators. Please help me welcome Dr. Wells to the podium.
We were just talking, and before we begin, if you would turn over your program to the back with our former winners for the last couple of years, you'll notice that in 2017, our system-wide winner was Mr. Andy Watkins. And if you would join me for a moment in a moment of silence, Andy, as many of you may know, died in October of cancer. So we'd like to recognize that fact and memorialize him for just a second. Thank you. Thank you to the Milledgeville Baldwin County Chamber of Commerce, and I appreciate Ms. Kyle Hitchcock for that introduction. I hope all of that was true. I don't know who wrote it. I would like to also specifically thank the new president of the Milledgeville Baldwin Chamber, Ms. Kara Lassiter, for this invitation to speak today to this very important gathering of community leaders, educators, parents, and most importantly, our STAR students, who without a doubt are the rock stars of our community. Sadly enough, I missed the mark of being a STAR student when I graduated high school back in 1992. And I asked our high school counselor, who just happened to be a high school classmate of my father's, where I had placed in the running. Although he wasn't supposed to tell me, he told me that I came in a respectable yet distant third from the winner and runner-up. I smiled and asked, well, what do I get for that? He said, the right to bring it up in a speech or something when you're an old man. Well, that day is today. My chickens have come home to roost. I want to congratulate our STAR students and most importantly, their families and their friends, their support networks, and our STAR teachers in the same there. The STAR program, as outlined by the Professional Association of Georgia Educators, is a special one. It not only recognizes the rising stars in our community schools, both public and private, but it also affords communities the opportunity to honor those professionals behind the scenes who help these young people get here. I can think of no honor bestowed upon an educator more significant than this honor. I was humbled in 2003 to be chosen STAR teacher while teaching at Trinity Christian School. Both of the young people who were our STAR students that year, it's like at Baldwin, we had a tie that year, have gone on to become well-educated, successful, and contributing citizens. One is now the successful owner of a Chick-fil-A franchise in the North Georgia mountains, and the other a corporate buyer for a large furniture manufacturer and interior designer. Our former stars from that year are now contributing to their communities, and they have done one of the most important things in that they are helping sustain commerce and industry in their communities and providing people with job opportunities. I am honored to have been their English and their writing teacher in high school. It's no secret that the STAR program being jointly sponsored and governed by Page and the Georgia Chamber of Commerce was a blessed union. Allow me some leeway in explaining why this is the case. STARs, I am sure that one of the toughest choices that you have had to make was when you were selected and asked to nominate a STAR teacher. As I am aware that so many of your faculty members all the way up, not just in high school, could have easily qualified, I am sure that you've been mentored, guided, and encouraged by so many of the men and women who have made up the faculty at your institutions. Collectively, they have all contributed to who you are today and helped you get through each hurdle in achieving the success you have achieved at this very moment. Not only our stars, but thousands of high school graduates each year will leave the safety of their high schools for the uncertainty of the world, college, technical training, even on-the-job training. They take with them the encouragement, the passion, the skills, the wisdom, the intellectual curiosity honed by their teachers, their coaches, and the support staff from early childhood through high school. Like the two young people who selected me as their STAR teacher back in 2003. They go on to start businesses, become accountants, lawyers, doctors, nurses, educators, financiers, and laborers who keep the wheels of industry, commerce, and society moving. The Georgia Chamber of Commerce seeks to develop and encourage commerce and industry in each of its member communities. Kara is tasked with that very thing. Could we also get an Olive Garden too? We stand and applaud the opening of new businesses, the ribbon cuttings in front of new factories and plants, and the announcement of companies adding more jobs to their existing labor force, as we should. As President Calvin Coolidge once said, the business of America is business, and he who builds a factory builds a temple, and he who works there worships there. My grandmother never liked that. I agree with Silent Cal, unlike my granny, but there's also a prerequisite to that statement. Those factories, businesses, and temples of today could not exist, nor would they be successful without the largest, most important business and industry generator, and that's our community schools, and the wizards of industry who work there, our educators. As we see here today, these young people have achieved great things during their time as citizens of our local schools. They will undoubtedly go on to achieve even greater things as citizens of their university and college learning communities. And then further, as they take their place as contributing citizens in our greater society, their horizons will be broad and their futures will be bright. Like so many of their peers, they will go on to places in industry, commerce, education, and even the nonprofit sector, and their efforts will help communities grow stronger, produce more, and be more. They will help strengthen business, charities, civic organizations, healthcare, and yes, education. Their will to succeed, their skills for success, and the grit they have to persevere were built by their families and their support networks. But most importantly, it was also built by, through a large part, the men and women at their schools and the educators who work there and the support personnel who make the operation run smoothly. Without the vitality and well-being of our local schools and taking care of the educators who are the lifeblood of those schools, our communities grow weak and families, charities, businesses, and industry suffer. It is a great circle of life, to take a line from The Lion King, if you will. So as the business community heralds the engines in our local communities that generate commerce and prosperity, it should always begin with our community schools. Not only should our community leaders in the area of business and industry remember that, also too should our community leaders elected and appointed. Baldwin County Schools, Georgia Military Prep, and John Milledge Academy are the great seeds of industry in this community. And we are even more fortunate in the fact that Georgia College and State University, Georgia Military College, and Central Georgia Technical College are here to help us build even further on the great work of our community schools and our Chamber of Commerce. Thank you to our community for allowing me this time with you, and congratulations to our rock stars, our stars, and our star teachers. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wells. I told Jeff as he was preparing his speech, I was like, you only have 5 to 7 minutes. So that is why he stayed on task. That's why he wrote it down. Because he's a very eloquent speaker, but sometimes he tells his little stories, which are they're fabulous. But thank you so much for sharing it and keeping it on track. And I do appreciate the words that you shared with us today. It really inspired and shows the connection between education and the business community here. So thank you, Dr. Wells. Also, before I get started with the presentations and the students, I also meant to recognize Dr. Howard Curdy. He's the Page Foundation president, and he is a guest here with us today. So I apologize for not saying to you early, but welcome and thank you for attending today. All right, so I lost my place now. All right, This is now we will hear from the representatives from each school. And as always, Baldwin High School, Mr. Jason Flanders, please come up.
I too get accused of telling stories, Dr. Wells. I always say it's twice as nice at Baldwin High School, and today we get to recognize 2 young folks instead of 1. So it's really exciting for us to have these recognitions today. First, I want to introduce Deanna Kazaku to everybody. Deanna is our star student. She's very excited about this honor. She's been active in our dual enrollment program over the past few years. And today she's accompanied by her parents, who are both college professors. And so it's kind of interesting to talk about whether her parents are professors of math. And so you would think she would want to go into some field like engineering, or possibly, she might want to be a math teacher like they were, or maybe a scientist. But no, she wants to be an artist. And her true passion is in the fine arts. So she's going to be leaving here in a few minutes when the ceremony is over with. And her mother gets the privilege of driving her to Columbus because our thespian troupe is doing a production at the thespian conference of our one-act play. So she'll be performing for the entire state of Georgia over the next few days. But she's here. She's been a part of our drama group. She loves to draw and participate in those activities, fine arts activities, when she's not doing her schoolwork. And just to be around her, I mean, she's got a good spirit about her. She's very humble. Really, both of these students you're going to find out about just super humble people. And it's really just awesome to have them with us. Deanna wants to attend Georgia College State University initially, but she does want to eventually wind up at the University of Georgia, Mr. Chandler. Go Dogs, everybody. But I'm going to let her come up now and introduce our star teacher and talk to everybody. So without further ado, Deanna Kazaku.
It really, truly is an honor to be here and to be recognized as a star student. I'm so proud to be representing Baldwin High School alongside Johnny Pulliam. There are so many people that I could thank right now, but I don't want to make this speech half an hour, so I'll keep it a bit short. I first want to thank my parents for always being there to support me and for always making me challenge myself, pushing me to take classes that they know I will succeed in and that they know will challenge myself. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all the love that they gave me to help me continue with a smile on my face. I want to thank Mr. Flanders, of course, for being here to support me and for making Baldwin High School such a wonderful high school to attend. And lastly, I want to thank my star teacher. Slipping up. I met my star teacher when I was a freshman in high school, and she was my literature teacher at the time. I'm pretty sure she was my first block teacher, and she was my introduction to Baldwin High School. I enjoyed her class so much. Literature has always been one of my passions, alongside art, of course, and her teaching just made that experience even better for me. Over the years, I've had her multiple times. I've had her in her yearbook class. I worked on our school's yearbook one year. And afterwards, I have not been in her yearbook class again, but I have certainly joined in and helped out whenever I could. She's always accepted me, and she's always enjoyed me being there. And I really appreciate that. Oh, I'm sorry, give me a moment. She's one of the few teachers that I've had that has been there alongside school with me all of these years. There are a lot of teachers, amazing teachers who I've had that have sadly left soon after I passed into the next grade. But what makes my star teacher better than the rest, shine above all others, is that she's been here all of these years, constantly supporting me. And my star teacher is Miss Jessica Thompson.
Okay, I'm gonna take this off, take the risk. So a few years ago, Marie Kondo entered the public zeitgeist with this idea of like decluttering our homes. And core to her philosophy was only holding on to things that spark joy. And to me, Deanna takes that and makes that a key component of her life, how she lives. She grasps onto things that bring her happiness, and she lets those things pervade every aspect of her life. You never see her without her sketchbook. You know, she performs in theater because she loves it. Even the people that she surrounds herself with, like if you do not bring her joy, you know, it's no hard feelings, but thank you. As Marie Kondo says, thank you for what you have done. And I'm letting you go. You know, like, and she's just so bravely herself. And that's not easy for someone her age or even someone my age to do. And so that's something that I admire in Deanna. You know, it doesn't matter if it's Christmas sweaters or funky earrings or, you know, it doesn't matter. Like if it sparks joy, if it makes her happy, that's what she's doing. And Deanna, that's what I want you to continue to do as you go forward. And even if you don't become an engineer, do what sparks joy.
Thank you so much.
We're also excited to have Johnny Pulliam with us today. Johnny's here. His parents have come to him as well. They're in the back there. And I'll tell you a little bit about Johnny. I first got acquainted with Johnny's name. We were looking at the course test exams at the end of my first semester at Baldwin High School. And I'm like, who made 100 on the end of course test? That never happens. I mean, I've worked at several schools and that just doesn't happen. And I got to find out who this guy is. And so I started talking to his teachers and I was like, so tell me about Johnny. Every teacher you run across has the same two things to say about Johnny. He's amazing. He's brilliant. You've never met anybody like Johnny before. And they also say how humble he is. In fact, Johnny's so humble that one of his classmates approached us, told us, I'm so glad that Johnny got to be star student because he's the most humble person I've ever been around. Even though he has accomplishments, he's not prideful, he's not boastful, he's down to earth, and he's always approachable to everybody. And I don't know how many young people you can say that about these days, but that's the way people talk about Johnny. And, you know, I'm a student of John Wooden, and John Wooden used to always say when we accomplish things, if we don't draw attention to it, it only makes them that much more remarkable, which is true for Johnny. Johnny's taken dual enrollment courses as well, and he's been very active in the work-based learning program, and I think that has something to do with his star teacher today. He also enjoys reading, and he does like to play games on the Xbox as well. I asked him, I said, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go to college? And of course, he said he wants to go to Georgia College State University. So I understand there may be some scholarships in the works for him. Is that right, Wendell?
Let's go.
And he wants to follow in the footsteps of his dad and become a nurse. So Johnny, the floor is yours. I want to introduce everybody to Johnny Pulliam.
All right, so this is my first time, you know, giving like a big speech to everybody. I just want to take me in, you know, a little bit. But I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you this, but they told us to talk about, you know, our education and like what we think about it, and then also why we chose our star teacher, Miss Jones, in the back right there. And so I wanted to start off. I believe I have two main responsibilities in life. You know, I would say the first is to develop a more metaphysical relationship, with, my Savior, to reach, eternal salvation. And then secondly is to provide through, developing my body and my mind, to more meet any temporal goals, and I would say that's one of the main reasons that I'm here today, is because I feel like my education, developing like a good academic record is really, it's really beneficial, I guess you would say. Both monetarily, you get, as they were asking you, you get the scholarship money. It helps, they help my parents in the background. And also, you get to develop relationships with people that, actually want to make something of themselves, and they want to, be somebody. They don't want to be, just the common person. Oh, I'm gonna, not to disparage fry cooks, okay, but you don't want to. You want to advance yourself. You want to go higher, and that's why I want to go, to Georgia College, is because I feel like they got a really good nursing program. I don't know if y'all know that, but I want to go there to, and I feel like, developing my education has helped me to, because I've been accepted actually. It helped me to get into there, and I've also met, people like, again, Miss Jones in the back, that she's I guess you would say she's a real human being. A lot of teachers, you have the really strict, like, they can teach really well, but they're like robots, they just, I'm gonna stand up here, I'm not gonna, it's only material coursework, and then you've got the other ones, that, they want to be too, I guess you would say, you got the ones that, they'll be a little bit not firm enough, I guess you would say, on some people, which I kind of need a little bit, just a little bit, tiny bit. And she's helped me out. She, she's somebody you can rely on, and you can talk with her and not feel like, she's talking down at you, or, just talking at you. You can actually have a conversation. And I feel like she deserves the award. She deserves the award. And I hope everybody enjoyed, their meals. Have a good evening.
Good job. Okay.
Well, I'm Demetra Jones, as you know. I met Johnny his freshman year, and he was just this quiet, conservative young man. So I'm the type of teacher that wants to know, like, what is going on in his mind. So every day I say, Johnny, how's it going today? So we actually built a relationship. I thought he was going to be lazy. Like, I was like, he's not going to do my work. I'm going to have to check on him. I told him that. So I checked on his work. What? Johnny made 100s on all of my assignments. Didn't worry about that part, but I wanted him to learn how to be a rapport with people and talk. Like this young man that just got up here and spoke to y'all, I'm shocked because he's very quiet and reserved. Now the star student part. He is goal-oriented. No matter how I try to change his mind, I try to change his mind. Explore other colleges, I'm sorry. Jones, no, why? Because I'm going to Georgia College and I'm going to be a nurse. No matter what, you cannot change his mind. He's very goal-oriented, smart, intelligent, humble, as Mr. Flammers has mentioned already. Help out other students. Never tell me no, no matter what the job or task is. Get it done. And I'm very proud of you, Johnny Pullum, for being the star student for Baldwin High School.
Thank you. That was both of y'all. Very impressed students, and y'all spoke very well for this large of a crowd. I can tell you, as a senior in high school, I could not have done what either one of y'all have done. So congrats to both of y'all for that. So next up, we have Dr. Steve Greer with GMC Prep School.
All right, follow it. All right, so I've got Mr. Ethan Steinfeld here today, our star student. He also has his mom and dad, Dr. Steinfeld and Mrs. Steinfeld, Lawrence and Patricia. We also have General Caldwell, our superintendent and president of our college, and our assistant superintendent, Pam Grant, and Amy Lee, who I work with every day, our associate principal. So I'm glad you guys could be here. Thank you, Chamber, for hosting this, and the Rotary. Good to see you guys in a different setting. You know, it's funny, as a new principal, there's a lot of firsts when you're a new principal. Some are good, some are bad. This is a good one. And I started writing down some things about Ethan, and he gave me his resume the other day. So let me check this kid out. I've known him for several years. I knew he's the smartest kid in the class and all that, but I said, let me see what it takes to be a star student. So I started jotting down some of the notes and realized how impressive he is and how unimpressive I am. Because I don't have any of these accolades to talk about. So it really is incredible to see a young man of his age do so many things. He is the consummate representative of what GMC Prep School stands for, in his demeanor, in his appearance, and obviously his intellect. We didn't select him. He selected himself with his test score, but I think the test is definitely reflective of what kind of young man he is. So I'm just going to read off a couple of these things. So the first thing that jumped out at me, he's number one in the class. Okay, he's number one in the class. You know anything about GMC Prep School? It's pretty tough. Pretty tough rigor over there. It's hard to be number one. He's number one. His numerical GPA is 102.2. 102.2. That's incredible. His SAT score, his combined SAT score is 1580, and his single seat SAT score is 1560. He's been a member of our varsity tennis program, the art club, marching band, concert band. He's a member of the Chick-fil-A Leader Academy. What else has he also done here? Oh, he's also a newly certified PADI open water scuba diver. So congratulations on that. Loves to play the piano, as you might imagine, some of that intellect. Loves to play the piano, does it voluntarily at his church and local nursing homes, which I think is very impressive that you take the time to do that, young man. He's also been a Georgia Certificate of Merit winner, National Merit Scholarship winner, AP Honor, AP Scholar with Honors, National Honor Society, and National Beta Club. So all that said, I will say again, those are all impressive statistics on a young man of what, 17, 18 years old. There's no doubt in my mind that you are going to be the type of young man that one day we'll be looking at on the news, because you'll probably be the person to invent the first invisible space shuttle. Something big is going to happen in your life, and I just hope that we're all still alive in our lives to be able to witness it, because you're an incredible young man, truly incredible. He just selected Georgia Tech, so all you Georgia fans, he also got in Georgia, but he selected Georgia Tech because he likes downtown Atlanta, I guess. He plans on studying computer science, and he said computational science engineering, which I just acted like I knew exactly what that was when he told me. I haven't got a chance to Google it yet. So without further ado, Cadet Sergeant First Class Ethan Steinfeld, please come forward.
So first, I'd like to thank the members of the Milledgeville Baldwin County Chamber of Commerce, the Rotary Club of Milledgeville, and the Milledgeville Exchange Club for sponsoring this program. I'd also like to thank the leadership at GMC Prep, including General Caldwell, Colonel Grant, and Colonel Lee, as well as Principal Dr. Greer. I'd also like to thank my past and present teachers who've instilled in me a love of learning. And of course, I'd like to thank my parents for their love and support. Especially today, I'd like to thank my biology teacher, Major Emily Boylan. I chose her as my star teacher because she was the most positive and enthusiastic teacher I've ever had. She motivated me to do my best and encouraged my love of science and the natural world. When teaching difficult lessons, she was committed to making sure that every student understood the material, relying upon multiple teaching techniques for visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learners. I always looked forward to attending her class as she made every day something special. Lessons were always fun, consisting of videos, activities, and my personal favorite, acting out the parts of biological systems that we were studying. Most importantly, Major Boylan showed up every day ready to go over and above, teaching solely the required curriculum. Her extra efforts prepared me and my class for success in AP biology and beyond. And as a bonus, She and I also share a love of scuba diving. After graduation, I plan to attend Georgia Tech to pursue a PhD in computational science and engineering, which is a field that combines computer science, artificial intelligence, and mathematical modeling. I'm interested in researching new ways to run machine learning algorithms on high-performance computers to interpret vast quantities of data that are collected by satellites, and my future missions to the moon and Mars. The information that will be deciphered in these big data sets will provide new ways to monitor changing weather patterns and to mitigate climate change. I'm also interested in modeling complex natural systems such as cellular function and to find new medical treatments and medicines. I cannot thank my teachers enough for being such positive role models in my life, especially Major Boylan. She makes the world a better place every day, and she's inspired me to try and do the same. So please welcome my star teacher, Major Emily Boylan.
Wow, how humbling. I want a copy of that. What to say after all that? It's extremely humbling. You know, there's that phrase, give 110%, you know, and mathematically you're always puzzled, right? Because, you know, it's 100%, right? But Ethan, 110%. So ninth grade, when I had the honor of working with Ethan, he literally had over 100 average, and that's why it really is not quite laughable, but he really was 110%. Ethan, you absolutely are so gifted in so many ways, and it's obviously, it is very obvious that he is so intellectually gifted. But wow, you're gifted in so many facets of life, and truly for me, the honor is mine to have had a year with him, to work with him, because he taught me so much. He raised my bar. And so coming into class, he really did set the challenge for me to make sure that I was providing a challenge for him. And his questioning, his curiosity, it was such a stimulus for me. And so thank you, because he really did help me push myself to become a better teacher. I missed an opportunity to work with him last year. He chose to homeschool due to, of course, the COVID. And so I missed teaching you AP biology, which I was so looking forward to. But I am so glad that he is back at our school this year, because he is such a light in our school, such a dynamite student who really does cause so many of our students to want to do better, to be better, and to study harder and to set goals for themselves. So thank you, Ethan. Thank you so much. And thank you all.
Thank you. And wow, I'm gonna have to Google that as well, Dr. Greer. I'm not quite sure. And congratulations on your choice for tech. I'm a UGA fan still, but amazing opportunity for you. So next up, we have Miss Jessica Jones with John Milledge Academy.
My speech is going to be a little more formal, only because Kayla's list of accolades is so long and she's worked so hard over the last 4 years to earn them. It's with great pleasure I get to introduce Kayla Clark as our 2022 star student for John Milledge. She has an exceptional grasp of the qualities it takes to achieve academically. She not only has taken every AP class we offer at John Milledge, she carries a full load as a dual enrollment student at Georgia College. She has held straight A's through her high school career with a cumulative average that is unparalleled. She is also an AP scholar and has received the University of Georgia Certificate of Merit. She's never intimidated by any topic that she comes across, and I always appreciate her curiosity. She has been rewarded with admissions to UGA and Georgia Tech. I know she's hoping for admissions to University of Chicago to be an astronaut. So she just has to promise to wave from the space station when she gets there, and we'll all celebrate. If her academic accolades were not enough, Kayla is also a member of our student council, the Watson Brown Junior Board, the Thespian Society, an officer of National Honor Society, and a member of the Beta Club. She can be found on campus teaching tumbling, tutoring, or working with underclassmen. This year, she wants to add presidential service to her list of things to do. And almost every day this summer, I found her in our new high school moving furniture because she's not busy enough. She approaches anything she does with a sense of humor, a smile, and a perseverance that denotes her character. Even with her academic and athletic accolades or her active service accolades, she finds time to be part of a team. She's been a member of our all-region cheer, cross-country, and track teams. She's a member and a captain of our state championship winning competition cheer team. Kayla is an easy choice for captain by her coaches because she is always a leader. She was a member of our state competition winning one-act team, as well as winning state independently with her sister in our literary duo interpretation competition last spring. To no one's surprise, she has won Female Athlete of the Year and the 110% award. She is a well-rounded young lady and driven to experience all areas of student life at John Milledge. And if you can't find her doing something on campus, she's practicing piano in a closet somewhere, like literally. We pride ourselves on our well-rounded students, and Kayla is absolutely an example. She's an asset to any club or classroom or community that she inserts herself into. It's been a pleasure to know her throughout her high school career, and you have certainly made us proud, Kayla. Please welcome our 2022 star student, Kayla Clark.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Jones, for that amazing introduction. My name is Kayla Clark, and I'm delighted to be the star student representing John Milledge Academy today. I've been blessed to have some amazing teachers during my time at JMA. They've guided me in discovering my love for math and for art, and I plan to use all the skills they have taught me as I continue my education in college, studying to hopefully become an aerospace engineer one day. I'm currently undecided on the college I'll be attending, but I have been accepted to and considering Georgia Tech, and they have an aerospace engineering program that is perfect for what I want to do in life. In the future, I hope to continue volunteering, creating art, and engaging in physical and intellectual competitions with all of my friends. Recently, I started a service project at our school to raise money for those affected by the tornadoes, that devastated Kentucky this past December. I hope to have the chance to participate in service projects like that in the future. With all the influential teachers I've had at JMA, I'm sure you all know how difficult of a decision it was for me to choose a star teacher. But in the end, I know I made the right choice with Coach Doug Stevens. Coach Stevens is not your typical star teacher. He didn't teach me math or English, but he was actually my middle school computers teacher. I didn't choose him though because of my typing speed or my ability to navigate Microsoft Word, although that does help in college class. I actually chose him because of all the life skills and lessons that he has taught me over the past 3 years as my cheerleading coach. Coach Stevens has seen me from a perspective only a coach can. Through my highs and my lows, my successes and failures, through winning state championships, all the way to falling out of stunts in the middle of a routine. In the years I've had him as a coach, he's taught me patience, determination, sportsmanship, grit, positivity, and humility. No other teacher I've had has come close to giving me lessons so useful in life or in the classroom. Whether I'm studying for a final exam in college or engineering a space shuttle, I'll always remember to try my hardest and not give up. During difficult study sessions for my AP and college classes this past year, when I really feel like giving up, I always remember him in the back of my mind telling me to try my best and to keep going and that I can do it. It's hard to articulate how much Coach Stevens has taught me and how much he means to me, but I'd like everyone here to know how much I've taken to heart the lessons he's taught me throughout my years of cheer, to always get back up, put a smile on my face, and encourage my teammates while approaching every single thing I do with 100% effort. So I'd like to thank you all for honoring me as star student today. Thank my parents for always being there supporting me, and thank Coach Stevens for being such a positive influence on my life. Please help me welcome Coach Stevens to the podium.
You have to forgive me if I get emotional. It's an honor to be here today. I've prepared something because these other teachers here probably been here before and they can read it off, but I'm a little bit different. So it's just, I feel very humble. I feel very honored to be here among the decorated members of this good community. I'm very adolescent in my professional career, but I have some accolades. I've coached several state championship cheerleading teams, several state champion wrestlers. I've won Coach of the Year in our association several times, but this accomplishment is one I'll cherish for a lifetime, especially when taking into account the plethora of talented individuals I work with at John Milledge Academy. Two of them are sitting right over there, former star teachers David Gallagher and Jessica Jones, who I look up to at a personal and professional level, and very good friends of mine. So this will definitely, this accomplishment plaque will definitely hang in my office front and center for an eternity. So Kayla, or Lois, as I call her, she's I'll get to that later, is a very deserving and accomplished recipient of the Star Student. And I've had the privilege of knowing Kayla since she was in elementary school, coming to Cheerios and doing our annual kitty camp. And while I did get to coach her at middle school computers, like she said, she'd always have annoying questions for me, like, Coach Stevens, what would you like this, what font would you like this typed in? And you know, it's stuff like that. That was really her being an overachiever. So, but I really didn't get the opportunity to really appreciate Kayla until I was a sophomore, until she was a sophomore in high school, and she decided to come out for the competition cheerleading team. And that's when Lois blossomed. I had a Kayla, another Kayla, and a Michaela, all on the same cheerleading team. There's not a lot of us, but it's just a common name, I reckon. But anytime I would say anything Kayla, they would all look at me all one time. And they're like, you gotta pick a new name. So I didn't ever think she would catch on to it. I started calling her Lois because her last name is Clark, you know, Lois and Clark, Superman. And I started calling her Lois. And next day she came into practice, she was like, is that from Superman? I'm like, yeah, that's from Superman. So ever since then, she's always been Lois to me. It's kind of an affectionate nickname that I have for her. But from the very beginning, from cheerleading practice, I could tell she was really raw, but she had sky high potential. And I could talk to you about how hard she practiced, how hard of a worker she was, but I talked for 30 minutes. I'll just tell you that because of how hard she works, she's been a member of the All-State team. Out of 16, you only get 16 members. For junior and senior year, she's All-State in cheer, and she's probably become the GOAT of my program, the greatest of all time. So that's quite an accomplishment. As much as I could tell you about her athletic and academic feats, Ms. Jones has already told you about them, I would like to tell you more about her character. To me, her character shines brighter than her academic or her athletic prowess. She's the ultimate person. She has a huge heart, and no matter the situation you give her, she's always going to do her best. She's always going to give 100%. She's the best student ambassador that John Milledge could ever present. Whether it's volunteering to paint halls in the new building, or like she's already said, doing a fundraiser to donate money to the tornado victims in Kentucky, she's always going to go above and beyond. If there was a clone machine, if one of you smart kids invents a clone machine in the future, I would have a hard time not running 100 Kaylas through that clone machine. If I'm ever blessed enough to have a daughter, I hope she resembles Kayla in any way possible. It's because of her character that she succeeds at everything she tries, except for one, and that's becoming TikTok famous. She will get there. I believe in her. It's been a great honor to be here. I really thank you, Kayla, for selecting me as your star teacher. It's a very humbling experience. So thanks for y'all having me again.
Well, thank you to everybody for doing that. As you probably see, we have all these students are so remarkable in each of their ways and each of their talents. So congratulations again to the students and to the teachers for these awards. It goes without saying that the families of the honorees are also to be commended for their support, dedication, and commitment to these students we're recognizing today. And we know that you too share in this award and their continued success. With that said, I would like now to have Kyle to come up to help me present the STAR students and teachers with their plaques and scholarships. All right, we have Deanna Kazuko, STAR student, and Miss Jessica Thompson, STAR teacher. If y'all could come up, and we're gonna have y'all just stand up here as we're doing this. We'll get some pictures, more pictures later. All right, then Johnny Pulliam, STAR student, and Miss Amita Jones. Ethan Steinfeld and Miss Emily Boylan. And then Kayla Clark, and then Mr. Douglas Stevens. And then please help me give these students a round of applause. Special congratulations to this year's system winner, Ethan Steinfeld from GMC Prep School and his team. Well, that concludes our program today. Thank you again for everybody attending and being part of the celebration honoring these remarkable students. We also would like to extend a special thanks to our program sponsors, Milledgeville Exchange Club and the Rotary Club of Milledgeville and our Chamber Keystone Investors. And then also thank you to our page representative, Dr. Cordy, for attending today as well. So that concludes our meeting. So for everybody else, if you are related to these wonderful students, please stay around. For all the teachers and everything like that, please stick around. We would like to get some pictures of it. So I'll turn this over, I guess, to Dr. Peters to finish it up.
We have one more piece of business.
Oh, sorry.
before everybody goes. Greg, can you bring up the 50-50 round? Want to do that? Coming. Okay, for those of you who are not familiar with our Rotary Festival, we have a super raffle every meeting. Members buy tickets, and hopefully, if you the drawing winner draws the Queen of Spades or the Queen of Hearts, that is, gives us big cash prize. So let's tell you what. Let's have Dr. Greer. All right. All right. Winning ticket. Give it to me. Thank you, sir. Winning ticket ends in 781. 781. Anybody? All right. Come on up here and draw a card. Draw a card. Queen of Hearts. We got the 4 spades. There's $10 for playing. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yes. That's great job as always, man. Yes, sir. Yeah. That's good.